A ver si las cosas no fallan. Ok, continuamos con el interrogatorio telefónico.
There is silence on the other end of the line.
Me neither. No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, big bucks cannot lie, and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things. Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paper, I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective? No? Not me. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
Va, entonces tuvo que ser alguien del sindicato.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the corpse. No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Eso también está raro, ¿no? ¿Quién llevó a la policía? A lo mejor el mismo sindicato para que no sospecharan de ellos. No sé.
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
The other people who live around here. Local people, I didn't... You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the Union. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually.
Ya me está dando pena con ella. No soy tan culero.
Yes, I know. It's just... Yeah, go on.
Ya no tenemos más, ¿verdad?
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you've obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the Skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird. the great steward.
Ah, sí, el
Threw
pájaro.
it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that." I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in whirling. I really liked her.
Scotty.
We call her Scotty. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I'd ever seen. And I had seen so many assholes in it. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you, well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. We go on by the OO. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody. To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand, and then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself. No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. Wait, really? No, this is absolutely not true. I like Guard. I really do. No, I was actually flattered. I've always liked him. It was just bad timing. With the corpse and all that.
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the other side. The telephone cord coiled around her index.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. I should have told him maybe. Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please don't take out your gun or something. All sorts of things. Some disco, rock too. So much disco and rock. Yes, that's the one you like to sing along to the most. The later it got, the more that...
Interesting. You still have to find a copy, though, before you can blast it. You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks. Then, the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Fellatio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right? Oh, is that what it was called?
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Nothing to get into, really. But sure, let's focus on the important things.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect you to someone? No, and I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. Anything else? 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat. And
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like so.
he's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your... You can do good work with these. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation. You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back. The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner. At the bottom of
¿Y eso
the
por
seat.
qué?
So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the seat at all. It's right in front of you, well kept. Why did it say that? The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook.
Muy bien, tenemos tareas y tenemos herramientas.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes, guess what's yours? Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think that they'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
No sé, me puede bajar la moral.
Wow. Okay. Fuck off.
Podría decir que sí.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll...
Pues bueno, vamos. Nos va a mandar al carajo, pero... ¿Se puede por aquí?
Can I help you? Wait, what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message.
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you. Perhaps this is why you broke it.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me?
Ver.
Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess.
Hey,
Was there anything else you wanted, or...?
We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive jewel, or at least a sword in it for you, if you deliver the message. Oh well.
Do I have a shaker in my hand?
It's not
Okay.
a shaker. It's nothing.
Am I wearing a little bow? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling? And because I'm not a Bart...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Like what? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? What about what I have been through, huh? You're not the goddamn protagonist of this story. I am. This is my hostel cafe.
Literary demotion. That's the worst.
¿la llave de qué?
Good luck trying to use it.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes, not the whole...
No, eso era ya.
We should find out who this lot... We don't.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or playing... They probably fucking killed that guy or something.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
Yes?
Bueno, ¿qué otra cosa podemos hacer? Vamos con él, ¿no, verdad? Vamos a poder... subimos de nivel, a ver ahora qué hacemos. Lógica, ya tenemos retórica. Teatralidad me serviría. La retórica practica el arte de la persuasión, disfruta de conversaciones intelectuales rigurosas. No sé cuánta utilidad tendría. Creo que este me caería bien. A ver, vamos a ver qué utilidad tiene. La empatía. Ese fue el tipo que estaba dormido. Ya no pudimos hablar con él. ¿Dónde está el coche? Aquí está.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect
Transport enclosure. Regular people. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
Honestly, that sounds like an amazing physics demonstration.
Yo creo que sí. Vamos a agradecerle y decirle que sí.
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. That they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back. No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them.
Es un tipo adorable, ¿eh?
I couldn't put them on
Siempre
the
quiere
CNC anyway.
hacer lo correcto.
Spinners. That would be
Es tierno también.
The spinners shine so bright they reflect on the lieutenant's glasses. He doesn't say anything either.
Yes, there's one 100 meters south of here. I think it's called Roy's Nest or something. If I'm not mistaken, it should be open late.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Bueno, ¿y ahora qué hacemos?
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. I'm a nighthawk. What can I say?
There's a little meanness in that smile.
Of course. Where to? Wild Pines?
Yes, a representative of the harbor. She should have set up.
Oh, that must be the woman on the giant boat. There's one docked on the pier. No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight. Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary. If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
I do appreciate it. It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for... As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump-a-mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. Can't say I'm a huge admirer of wild pines, and I can't say I trust any silver-tongued spokesperson of theirs. Fortunately, I have no reason to get involved. What should I have for it? No, just... people like that make everyone else see the world somewhat askew, at an angle that is convenient. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery.
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Ok. No tenemos cómo recuperarnos de eso.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. What? You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Chale, ¿cuál es la menos mala?
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hatred.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. "It's because the Furrows lost that match," said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. "It's because he couldn't get a big..."
Perdí.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
A quien se le bajó el moral fue a mí, ¿eh?
So we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes, guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? No, you don't. Come on. Wow. Okay. Fuck off.
Vamos a tener que guardar la partida.
Can I help you? Wait, what? But yes, the bird. I found it lying on the... You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so...
A tender type of hope.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she... Really? Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else?
We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive jewel, or at least a sword in it for you, if you deliver the message.
Yes. Have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? Game? Everything is just a game to you, isn't it? Not until you bring me...
Okay, I might have something in...
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Another thing. Great. Yes, not the whole... They can't...
We should find out who these lords... We don't.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind them.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting. They probably
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance soon.
Yes? Do I have a
It's not a shaker. It's nothing.
Am I wearing a... Am I smiling? That's right!
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Was there anything else you needed, other than alcohol?
Necesitamos recuperar la moral. Creo que eso sería más útil que la empatía.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No? Your fingers do.
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could...
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough. Old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this. The door does not budge.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love... Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay. A little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Oh, yes, that door, sure, yes. What else? Yes.
Muy bien, esto es nuevo. Deberíamos de guardar, ¿verdad?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
I have something here we could...
Transport enclosure, the cage at the back of the...
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. Yes, there's one 100 meters.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Road.
There are spinner hub.
Honestly, that sounds like an amazing physics demo.
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official. I took them, and that they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never... No, that would be silly. I just...
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
A ver, no sé si debamos hacer la pregunta del arma.
It's
Aquí
not often that I
guardamos,
see.
¿no?
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone.
Oh no, not at all.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic process.
Yes, we'd like to...
Roy takes
Yes,
No one was defrauded or jumped.
of course. I meant.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill.
the rest is for him. To compensate.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them. I've had to take it, you know, since the People's Pile cleanup.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance. Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people, needless to say, things a primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a...
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear... I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
I doubt it. I do my best.
He doesn't know anything.
Can't say I'm a huge admirer of wild. What should I? No, just
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
No sé si sea buena idea.
Hello, hello.
A ver, vamos a guardar. No, vámonos aquí.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of...
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously...
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours and...
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a phone track. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
A ver. Bueno, vamos a ver si ahora sí podemos pagarle y dormir. Son casi las 12 del primer día.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. Well? Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
Ya no nos queda dinero.
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do? Do I have a shaker in my hand?
It's not a shaker.
Am I wearing a little... Am I smiling? Do you see... Because I'm not...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you...
Like what?
Yes?
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick...
Yes? What about me? Good. Let's change the subject.
Make you
This
feel
is the
better.
door to the room you...
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation.
¿No es el concurso de miadas? Mira.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? We performed a thorough initial inspection of the victim's body, so that's good. One could say, then you shot the body down, which was quite a shot. I admit I wasn't sure whether I should give you the gun, but I'm glad I did. We still have to perform the autopsy though. But we did do a thorough search of the crime scene.
Creo que se están
thanks for
enamorando
entering
los dos.
my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean. Including Everard Clare, a daunting adversary, if they have. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information.
he's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
Well, we will have to work through that. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief. That's normal. It's best not to give... We didn't talk to the Wild Pines rep. We really... Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit below it all.
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly... Yes. It's been a long and eventful day. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal. Yes. The last time was 4 years ago.
He has internalized it well. It's just that. A fact. A self-contained past event.
That's an improbability. Perhaps even impossibility. Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of police violence. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couronne and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. Okay. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organization. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth.
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen. Do you? My kind of police officer.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. 2 glowing circles.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Me too, but I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him...
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. Yes?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. It belongs in the new. The third, things were good. It was, forget about Austin if it doesn't rhyme, out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air, Boîte de Nuit, somewhere in Revachol West. Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the... You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should, not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe the click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to it. Doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne cork smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. The bed is cold and not. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps, smells of alcohol and sweat, and grease. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, a bit tense in the muscles. Relax. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case. Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lock, your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
¿Ese es un sueño? Es un sueño, no podemos hacer nada más que caminar. Vamos a ver el cadáver en la noche. No la disco hace el Buda. Es un sueño
Do you
horrible.
remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your... Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there with what? Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours? No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed Elysium. Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed No, Harry. just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time.
Stinky boy.
You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed...
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
Pues ya que, vamos a ver.
Of course. Martin, you and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come.
Vamos a guardar aquí. ¿Servirá de algo vernos de nuevo al espejo?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. Your hands, however skillful, can't manage this task on their own. You should get your chain cutters out. It's too late. Like an image on film.
¿Dónde estará Kim?
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key of still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing.
Ya hay gente del sindicato, pero... Bueno... No, ya, aquí acabamos. No puedo volver a entretenerme con otra conversación larguísima. Muchas gracias por ver. Probablemente mañana sigamos. Hicimos 1 hora 20 nada más.